This is not a metaphor. This is a mechanic. You are a machine. You are a biological engine designed to convert chemical energy into kinetic motion. For 200,000 years, your ancestors survived because they moved. They ran from the predator. They chased the prey. They fought the rival. They built the shelter. Every emotion you feel is a chemical instruction to move. Fear is an instruction to run. Anger is an instruction to fight. Anxiety is an instruction to scan the horizon. But you live in a world that forbids motion. You live in a box. You work in a chair. You stare at a screen. You are flooded with the chemical instructions of a Neolithic hunter. Cortisol, adrenaline, norepinephrine. But you are trapped in the physical constraints of a 21st century office worker. This is the Kinetic Trap, and in 2026, the trap is about to snap shut. We are entering the year of the fire horse. As we have briefed you, this is a year of maximum solar energy. It is a year of high voltage. The atmosphere is electric. The collective consciousness is agitated. The RPM of the world is redlining. Simultaneously, Saturn enters Aries. Saturn is the planet of restriction, the wall, the break. Aries is the sign of the warrior, the muscle, the will. When you put the brake on the warrior, you do not get peace. You get friction. You get heat. You get vibration. You get a pressure vessel that is about to explode. Most people will not understand this physics. They will feel the surge of energy, and they will misunderstand it. They will think it is rage at their spouse. They will think it is passion for a new, reckless business venture. They will think it is a sign to burn down their life and start over. They are wrong. It is just energy. It is just voltage looking for a ground. If you do not provide a physical ground for this energy, it will find a psychological one. It will exit through your mouth as an insult that destroys your marriage. It will exit through your fingers as an email that destroys your career. It will exit through your decisions as a gamble that destroys your wealth. You are sitting in a Ferrari. You have your foot on the gas, fire horse. You have the parking brake on, Saturn. The engine is screaming. The car is shaking. If you do not take the car out of gear or release the brake, the engine will blow. This is a strategic briefing on how to drive the machine. This is a guide to the physical protocols of 2026. We are going to teach you how to burn the energy without burning the bridges. We are going to teach you how to transmute the games of slaughter into the games of strength. To escape the trap, you must understand the mechanism of the lock. The lock is the fight or flight loop. In a normal year, your nervous system oscillates between the sympathetic, fight-flight, and the parasympathetic, rest, digest. In a fire horse year, the switch gets stuck. The fire horse energy, amplified by the algorithm, the news, and the geopolitical chaos, keeps the sympathetic nervous system pinned. Your body believes it is in a war zone. It floods your blood with glucose, fuel for muscles. It floods your brain with cortisol, focus for danger. It shuts down your digestion. It shuts down your empathy. But because Saturn is in Aries, you cannot fight. There is no physical enemy to hit. The enemy is inflation. The enemy is a virus. The enemy is a law. The enemy is a concept. You cannot punch inflation. You cannot outrun a law. So the energy circulates. It becomes static tension. It accumulates in the trapezius, the burden muscle. You feel the weight of the world on your shoulders. It accumulates in the jaw, the biting muscle. You grind your teeth at night. It accumulates in the psoas, the fight-flight muscle. Your hips are tight, ready to run, but never moving. This static tension is dangerous because it lowers your activation threshold. In a normal state, it takes a large provocation to make you angry. In the kinetic trap, You are already 99% provoked. It takes a feather to break you. The waiter forgets your water? Rage. The internet is slow. Rage. Your child spills the milk? Rage. You are not angry at the milk. You are angry because you are a nuclear reactor with no cooling tower. You are burning the bridges because you are burning inside. To save the bridges, you must build a cooling tower. You must build a grounding rod. The first and most important protocol is resistance training, but not just working out. You must train like Saturn. Most people train like the fire horse. They do cardio, they run, they spin, they do HIIT classes. This is a mistake in 2026. Cardio mimics the physiology of flight. It raises the heart rate. It raises cortisol. It reinforces the message that you are running away from a predator. If you are already anxious, running just makes you a faster anxious person. You need the opposite. You need gravity. You need to lift heavy. Why? Because heavy lifting engages the central nervous system, CNS, in a way that forces presence. When you have 300 pounds on your back in a squat, you cannot think about the election. You cannot think about your boss. You cannot think about the past or the future. You must be here, now, or you will be crushed. This is forced mindfulness. It creates a system reset. The heavy load signals to the body. We are under pressure, but we are strong enough to bear it. It creates a hormonal flush of testosterone and growth hormone, the chemicals of confidence and repair, which counteract the cortisol. The protocol: 3 days a week, low reps, 3-5, high weight, 80-90% of max, slow tempo, squat, deadlift, overhead press. These are Saturnine movements. They are structural. They load the spine. They tell your bones that they must become harder. When you finish a heavy session, you feel a specific type of exhaustion. It is not the jittery exhaustion of a long run. It is a heavy, calm exhaustion. The voltage has been discharged into the iron. The bridge to your family is safe because the demon was left in the squat rack. Saturn is the shield, but Aries is the sword. Sometimes the energy is not just pressure. Sometimes it is aggression. It is the killing intent. Civilized society tells you that aggression is bad. It tells you to suppress it. This is dangerous advice in a fire horse year. Suppressed aggression becomes depression, or it becomes cancer, or it becomes a sudden, violent outburst at an innocent target. You must acknowledge the Aries within. You must give the warrior a target. You need impact. You need to hit something, not a person, an object, a heavy bag, a focus mitt, a piece of wood. There is a specific feedback loop that happens when your fist connects with a solid object. The kinetic shock travels up the arm. The sound of the impact registers in the brain. It satisfies the primal urge to strike. It completes the circuit. The brain says, I felt a threat. I struck the threat. The threat is gone. I am safe. The fight loop is closed. The protocol: get a heavy bag or join a boxing gym. When you feel the red mist descending, when the email comes in that makes you want to quit, when the news makes you want to scream, do not type. Go to the bag. Give it 10 minutes of controlled violence. Visualize the problem. Put the problem on the bag and destroy it. Then go back to the computer. You will find that the anger is gone. What remains is clarity. You have burned the energy without burning the bridge. Lifting iron is good. Striking bags is good. But they are artificial. They are simulations. The deepest form of grounding comes from productive labor. This is the old city protocol. In the old city, men did not work out. They worked. They chopped wood. They dug holes. They built fences. They carried water. This type of motion is different. It is teleological. It has a purpose. When you chop a cord of wood, you have not just burned calories. You have created heat for the winter. You have altered the physical reality of your environment. This satisfies the Saturnine need for competence. I am not just a brain in a jar. I am a force that can change the world. In the new city, digital, you work all day, but nothing changes. The screen looks the same. The pile of emails never ends. There is no done. This creates a sense of futility. Futility breeds rage. Productive labor provides closure. The wood is chopped. The hole is dug. The wall is built. It is done. You can see it. You can touch it. The protocol: find a manual task. If you have a yard, use it. Landscape, build a shed. If you are in an apartment, build furniture, fix your car. Do something that requires your hands, your back, and your sweat. Do something that ends with a physical result. This grounds the fire horse energy into the earth. It transmutes abstract anxiety into concrete value. When you look at the stack of wood, you do not feel anxious. You feel prepared. Sometimes the trap snaps shut suddenly. You are in a meeting. You are in traffic. You are in a situation where you cannot squat and you cannot box. The panic attack is rising. The heart is pounding. The cardiac crunch is hitting. You need an emergency valve. You need the ATP dump. Adenosine triphosphate, ATP, is the chemical fuel for explosive movement. When the flight response triggers, your muscles are flooded with ATP. If you do not burn it, it turns into the shakes. It turns into panic. You need to trick your body into thinking it has successfully run away from the tiger. You need to sprint. The protocol: find a hill or a set of stairs or an empty parking lot. Run as fast as you can for 30 seconds. Maximum effort, 100%. Gasping for air, lungs burning, legs shaking. Then stop. Walk for 3 minutes. Do it again. 3 rounds. This dumps the ATP. It flushes the adrenaline. But more importantly, it resets the carbon dioxide tolerance in the blood. When you are anxious, you hyperventilate. You blow off too much CO2. This constricts the blood vessels to the brain, making you dizzy and more anxious. Sprinting produces massive amounts of CO2. It forces the blood vessels to dilate. It forces oxygen into the brain. After a sprint session, you will feel a runner's high. This is the release of endorphins and anandamide. It is the biological all-clear signal. You have outrun the predator. You can relax now. Now that we have addressed the body, we must address the behavior. How do you navigate the social minefield when you are in the kinetic trap? You must implement Saturnine delays. The fire horse is fast. It speaks before it thinks. Saturn is slow. It judges. You must build a time delay into your communications. Rule 1, the 24-hour protocol. In 2026, never send a high-voltage message immediately. If you write an email that feels good to write, an email that sets the record straight or tells them off, do not send it. Save it to drafts. Wait 24 hours. Perform one of the physical protocols: lift, strike, sprint, then read it again. 99% of the time, you will delete it. You will realize that the email was not a strategic communication. It was an exorcism. You were trying to vomit your pain onto someone else. That burns bridges. Burn the energy in the gym, not in the inbox. Rule 2, the red zone, silence. Recognize your own red zone. This is the physiological state where you are compromised. Heart rate above 100 BPM, jaw tight, tunnel vision. When you are in the red zone, you are legally insane. Your prefrontal cortex, logic, is offline. You are a lizard. Do not make decisions as a lizard. Do not have relationship talks as a lizard. Do not discipline your children as a lizard. When you enter the red zone, declare a tactical retreat. I am compromised. I need to step away. We will continue this in 1 hour. Then go move. Do not sit and stew. Move. Return when you are human again. Rule 3. The avatar dissociation. Understand that people attacking you are not attacking you. They are attacking your avatar. They are projecting their own firehorse anxiety onto you. They are in the kinetic trap too. Do not take the bait. See them as overheated machines. Do not engage with the machine. Be the mechanic. I see you are upset. Validation. Let's take a break. Cooling. We must go deeper. The kinetic trap is not just a nuisance. It is a generator. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. The anxiety you feel is raw power. The anger you feel is raw fuel. The alchemist does not want to get rid of the fuel. He wants to put it in the tank. This is the process of sublimation. Turning lower energy, rage, lust, fear, into higher energy, will, creation, focus. When you feel the surge of the fire horse, ask yourself, what can I build with this? What barrier can I break with this? The fire horse gives you the energy to work 16 hours a day. It gives you the energy to break through procrastination. It gives you the energy to shatter old habits. If you use the physical protocols to clean the energy, to remove the toxicity, what remains is pure drive. The man who can harness the fire horse without being burned by it is unstoppable. He has a nuclear reactor in his chest. He does not need motivation. He does not need coffee. He is propelled by the cosmic force itself. This is the secret of the great man in history. Napoleon, Caesar, Alexander. They were not calm men. They were men in the kinetic trap. But they did not burn bridges, mostly. They burned barriers. They directed the fire outward toward a goal, rather than inward toward themselves. We are entering a high-energy future. The low-energy days of the past are gone. The future belongs to the high-voltage human, but high voltage requires heavy insulation. It requires thick wires. It requires a ground. You must build your body to handle the charge. You are not training for looks. You are not training for health. You are training for capacity. You are building a bigger battery. You are building a stronger chassis. If you stay weak, the energy will fry you. If you get strong, the energy will power you. The kinetic trap is only a trap if you stay still. If you move, if you lift, if you strike, if you build, the trap becomes a catapult. It will launch you into a new level of existence. So, when the anxiety hits, when the rage rises, when the skin hums, do not reach for the pill, do not reach for the bottle, do not reach for the phone, reach for the iron, reach for the earth, reach for the work, burn the energy, save the bridge, become the engine. This is Prescient. We are watching. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Otherwise, we may never see each other again. See you again soon, dear viewer.